Welcome back, everybody, to another message, another morning message. Coffee talk with Corey. So there was a word floating around in the consciousness that is wanting to be grounded and brought forward for today, along with a Palladian energy transmission that's coming through, as they've been coming through a lot in the past couple of weeks. Various forces and factions and groups in the Palladian collective have been coming forward. And so this is a co-creative message with them regarding hope. Hope is a frequency that we activate within the heart space, an eternal glow, a lighthouse that when we focus on begins to unravel all of the musings of the old world that kept us in so many different states. There's so many words coming through, but I'm having to be conscious to choose the highest vibrational format of this message. Radiating hope. Okay. An undeniable, trust and faith in the divine and in the support systems here on planet Earth at this time that are supporting us in our journeys, in our missions, in our growth, in our potential, in our expansion, in our upgrades, in our integrations, right? The deep knowing of the soul spark, the deep knowing of the heart center, the hearth of your heart, that is showing you where you belong, what you need to do, new ways to perceive, new ways to embody, right? The biggest thing about this is that's been tying into hope lately for me and holding on to the hope and the faith and the trust is that when you put faith and trust into your universal support systems, into your God, into your creator, into your source, the balancing in the cosmic orchestration is reciprocity. So when you put that faith and trust in the divine activates that faith and that trust within you. That faith and that trust within you begins to give you new access, okay, into greater levels of clarity, a wider scope of perception, a deeper or higher level of knowing within you, which begins to activate the wisdom, becoming the wisdom keeper, embodying this knowledge within you, okay? When you begin to embody this knowledge of what's going on, whether it be collectively or personally, as many would call this awakening, what begins to unfold for us is the recognition of soul's integrity. And that integrity piece is a deep honoring of your soul. It's a deep honoring of your blueprints. It's a deep honoring and respect, sacred respect for your pathway and for others' pathways, right? So the biggest part of this soul integrity is, now that you know this stuff within you, depending upon the realm of consciousness that you occupy or the vibrational bandwidth that you hold. What are you going to do with this knowing? What is the action sequence? Many of us can even see this in the form of a lesson, right? We walk our path, we go through an experience, we land at the end of the experience. There's some knowledge, there's some wisdom that we've obtained as a result of that. And then as far as walking forward on our life's path, on our soul's journey, on our mission, however we want to frame it for where the individual is in the level of embodiment, what do we do with this now? And this is where honoring comes forward. A part of this is that when we begin to witness this stuff and recognize it and then know it deep within and we embody it and we begin to honor the soul's integrity and the integrity of others, we might have to start making changes in our lives, whether it be balancing more, focusing on the breath, embodying a different tone or frequency, a tonality within us, a new level of the divine human. It might be having to move, it might be having to change directions, let go of family, relatives, close friends, partners. It's a part of the ever-evolving change that occurs in our lives. This is where hope comes in. It's the beacon of truth guiding you home. It is the life force within you. The deep knowing that regardless of what may seem outside of you, there's a catch-up occurring, right? Because the shifts and the changes that occur inward can sometimes take a little bit of time to externally manifest or to show up or to be created in the reality. And so right now through this, the hope and the courage to know that better days are ahead of you, or that better days are here right now, depending upon the perspective, the scope, and the belief system of the individual, is super, super important. As the sun is coming out over the mountain right now. Hold on to the hope. Hold on to the hope. Hold on to the fact that you are so lovingly supported by your universe. That the act of surrendering to your pathway, to your higher self, is going to activate a series and sequence of events within your life to bring you to the place, stage, phase of your embodiment that you need to be at this time. Unwavering faith, free of expectations, right? So what does that mean to us? That means we walk, but we expect nothing other than to be supported. So we're not focused on a destination. We're not focused on the next thing. We're not focused on where we land. What we do is we begin to embody the present moment, enjoy the present moment, and enjoy the journey home. For some of us, it's many homes. My whole life has been a journey home. And each journey, shedding a different layer and activating a different aspect or a different level of embodiment, new wisdom, new insight, new abilities, new gifts, new levels of exploration. So then recognizing that the entire life path is a journey, how can we embrace that journey? How can we embody that hope and radiate it outward through every fiber of our being to everyone that we encounter? A part of the last year and some change has been about separation, distancing, inward focus, right? So part of us radiating that hope and embodying it is no matter where we go, it is felt. How this creates in the quantum universe is beyond the human's perception, and how those waves of radiating beauty and elegance that are you, how they shift and change the lives that you touch, but how they shift and change the collective as well. You know, today is Valentine's Day here in the United States. And while many can talk about consumerism or, you know, the whole Disney romance fairy tale of love, at the end of the day, to be able to take a moment to celebrate your day and to celebrate the love of self in a non-egoic way, but in a deep sacred respect for all that you are as the practice of self-love. The importance of that celebration and that gratitude is really important. How can you honor, love, and celebrate the divine child within you? You know, how can we today take a moment to give ourselves that little bit of love? When we begin to speak, breathe, show love to self in a very deep, sacred manner, in a deep, sacred way, we begin to change our physical body's structure. We begin to activate a new template within us, a new blueprint, a new design. The walk of love of the divinity within is the walk of love of the divinity without. And so we can begin to witness that and see that within all. We begin to see the purity of the spark of creation within all. And our reality begins to change, right? Our cells begin to change. We begin to look different, walk different, embody different. Walking with Gaia, the divine nature, the divine nurture, free of judgment and expectation, the deep allowance of nature, showing us the love of stillness and the love of an allowance, is truly a remarkable gift. Nature does not rush, and yet everything gets accomplished right on time. You know, Taoist belief, Taoist principles here. No forcing. It just is. And yet, the seasons change, they shift. Everything that needs to occur in the natural realm occurs without having to force or rush, but through the utter state of being and the allowance of the orchestration. That right there, that radiating self-love of us allowing and stepping into flow and a deep state of surrender to the pathway is important. Especially as we begin to seed, especially as we begin to grow a new form, a new life, a new way of being within us. How can we embody love more today and radiate that outward? How can we hold that light of love and forgiveness within ourselves and radiate that out? Forgiveness is a 4-letter word. Love. L-O-V-E. We play those roles of activating forgiveness until we activate the state of remembrance. And in the state of remembrance, we just know that everything comes forward for us to serve, to assist, to teach, to activate that remembrance, to embody more of that truth, to embody more of that wisdom, and to walk forward with our new abilities, our new strengths, our new gifts. Loving the experience is so important. because the experience will change and shift. Moments of gratitude are so important to practice every single day. Some days when we believe that there's nothing to be grateful for, if you search deep within you, you can find gratitude somewhere. Gratitude for the breath. Gratitude for life. Gratitude for form. Gratitude for experience. Gratitude for coffee. Gratitude for whatever it might be. And then allow that amplified focus on that gratitude to expand into your reality so you can begin to find more of that magic with wherever you're at right now. It's the little things that begin to add up over time and begin to shift the experience for all in a beautiful, beautiful way. And so today, for all of us, no matter where you're at on your journey, whether you are in the process of separating from your partner, you've got someone right next to you, you got someone in mind, or you're just with yourself, take a moment to be grateful. Take a moment to show yourself some love. Love your form. Love your soul. Love your mind. Love your path. Love each other. And watch how quickly your world changes. Muai kietu nata. Kikui ai na hukumoe tai tishu. Mu'u ki wieti ampa ia kia ki o noho shuria tartumia waka. Love is all around us if we choose to see it. So much love and respect to all of you out there. And I will see you